The obligatory question that they'll kill me if I don't ask, and you're not going to answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. Are there any other DC heroes in the film that people can expect to see?
Yes, the whole Justice League is in the movie, and we all die in the end.
Yeah.
Everyone.
You heard it right here, folks.
Yes. What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here at San Diego Comic-Con. We're in the studio. The cast and director from Shazam. By now, I hope you've seen the trailer. If you haven't, big mistake. Go watch it. And then come back and watch this. First of all...
don't stop watching this. Watch it right after this.
Maybe pull up a new phone and watch it at the same
Open
time.
a second window and watch them both together.
I was so curious how you guys prepared for like young Billy Batson, superhero Billy Batson. Like, did you guys have to have conversations on like how to do this personality together, like to make sure they line?
It was extremely hard. It was just, I can't even tell you. I mean, he's a kid. Look at him.
Let me ask you this: whatever you can say, David, you might be able to chime in here. What is Billy's main mission in this movie?
Well, I mean, he's trying to find his family, or a family. He's convinced that his mom is still out there. But once he gets these powers, he's just trying to figure out what to do with them and how it works. And for that, he needs his friend Freddy, who's like a superhero expert, who helps him to sort of discover his powers and how to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, David!
Freddy seems like he idolizes superheroes, right? I mean, we see a Batarang, we see Superman posters.
I don't know if you noticed. Can I say this? In the little bag?
Say it.
Okay, so in that little,
I don't know.
I love that David was like, of course you actually let me think about this really quick.
I'm not going to say it just to man the safe side.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because super fans might be able to
Zoom in.
look at and
the little bag, guys. Zoom in as possible. David, I'm curious why it's set in Christmas, around Christmas time, and like, will there be like a debate like Die Hard of whether or not it's a Christmas movie?
Well, yeah. Feels like a Christmas movie to me. I mean, it's about family, and finding your family. You have these orphans or like foster kids who, and Christmas is very much a family holiday, so it sort of ties it all together in that way.
And we are, for the most part, kind of based off of, as far as material, comic material, New 52, and that was based in, it was a Christmas story in that. And that issue, so I think that's got to play something into it.
Yeah, and that was the idea that Jeff Johns had for that as well.
Yeah,
that it's
a
family holiday. Yeah.
One person who's not here is Mark Strong, who I have so much respect for as an actor. I'm a big fan of him. I'm curious what you could tell me about his villain here. What can you say?
He's a villain who enjoys being a villain.
I know he's a guy. I know from comics he's a guy who really wants powers and eventually gets them in comics. So, is there anything of that we might expect to see adapted?
Well, we see a little sneak peek of that in the trailer for like 2 shots or something.
Awesome.
So yeah.
And I mean, the tone of the trailer. Speaking of the trailer, was so much fun. Like it was
so hype.
There was so much levity to it, which I mean, maybe with DC films we're not so used to. But also, you might not be used to because your background is so horror. So many horror films that have scared the crap out of me. So, did anything kind of challenge you in like changing pace there?
Well, I mean, I think my horror movies are kind of fun as well as being scary. At least to me, they are. So it didn't feel like such a stretch, really. It was still sort of same kind of storytelling, and like humor and horror, I think, are kind of closely related.
Cool. And Zach, just when we saw the costume, you're looking big in there.
Thanks,
so
man.
I gotta hear about how much work it was to get into superhero shape.
Well, it's been a really interesting journey. I mean, I Come on, guys!
I hurt somebody.
Jumped into it hardcore. I was already. I mean, I've dabbled in and out of kind of intensive training and stuff, but I really jumped into it for this. And I was like, I'm never really getting bigger. And like, how do you go become The Rock? Well, you eat just literally like he eats haddock. He eats like white fish. He eats like 2 schools of fish every day. The Rock does. People just hand him plates, and it's just one swipe. I think that's why he does fish, because it's just real slippery. It just goes straight down. That's just what no chewing necessary. Just that's what it is. So anyway, so
exposed.
That's been a huge journey for me, and so I want to keep going. I think it's an awesome thing, and to be able to be whatever Billy Batson's imagination is of like what the superhero version of himself would be, which is what he imagines, which is what I am. That's a really cool transformation.
Well, dude, speaking of The Rock, are you ready to one day go face to face with a dude
Hell
like that?
yeah,
I mean,
man!
that's
I would love for
one-on-one with the People's
for
Champ.
Shazam and Black Adam to go head to head. I would
Champ,
love that, and
yeah.
I would love for like Shazam and Superman to go head to head, because in the comic books those have been some iconic fights, and there's so many cool things we could do with the character. But one movie at a time. I'm just so stoked that we're here right now. That we made the movie, we got through that winter in Toronto. These talented young fools are going to just continue to take over the world, and I'm just going to hold on to their coattails.
Well, on that note,